All right, I'm excited to be back with Ilene Nelson. We're doing coast to coast here, Miami to Los Angeles. And Ilene, share with us, if you can, how you've evolved in your career, literally starting with, what did you want to be when you grew up? And is that it right now?
Right. What I wanted to be when I grew up was an actress. I was in all the high school plays and musicals. And then reality struck, and I appreciated that there's no finances in acting, or I would have to really struggle. So I persevered, continued with my education, received a bachelor's degree, and then went right into law school. And I realized that there's always some sort of acting in any sort of business, particularly in the law. And then when I moved on into human resources, I appreciated, again, the smile, the acting, and the influence that comes from having that. There's also training aspect of human resources, and I've done a lot of training for managers, employees, and that's where I get that appreciation, the interaction, a live audience, and that fulfills the need of being the center of attention at times. But it's always been there, and I think this has just been it's the right transition, and I'm happy landing in HR and foregoing the acting. This Skype interview alone has made me nervous.
No, you're doing great. It's interesting. Human resources is, to a great degree, obviously you're dealing with people, and that is great experience you get from the acting, or great experience you get from your acting experience.
Right. And there's something about connecting with people. So if you're training on a theme or a concept and you see them being used and applied, that's a great accomplishment. And that I take a lot of sense of pride when someone really has applied it and came back and just said thank you to me. And all it simply was doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So I get that accomplishment.
You're doing feature films all the time.
Exactly. I've always shared with my team, and they laugh, but the moment you leave your car or walk into your office, particularly in human resources, you are on. So you forget that everyone watches your behavior. So if you're leaving someone's office and you look sad or angry, or your voice is raised, people are going to gossip and talk about it. So you really need to be conscious about the persona that you have when you are in the human resources field. I think it's probably safe for leaders.
Yeah, and I think you're especially right. We talk and educate with a lot of our clients about how everything you do, be it within recruitment or outside, brands your recruitment, brands your bottom line.
Sure.
That kind of leads me to the next point about basically employee engagement. You have a diverse background: healthcare, engineering, tech, college industry experience, law, acting. So you've been a change leader in a lot of different ways. What's the best way to engage employees to be part of your branding, be part of your winning culture with everything that's available right now?
Sure. It similar to being a good leader, it's actually listening to employees and giving them an answer. Now, everyone wants to have an answer, and employees definitely want to know what's going on, and you're obligated timely to give an answer to employees. They may not always like the answer that you give, but at least you're giving them something. It could be a piece of information. It could be something as, I can't share that information with you, or I don't know. But I think the crux of engaging employees, and then in turn will help with your culture, is really just answering a simple question, providing accessibility, and being as authentic and as transparent as you're able to in the confines of the business that you're in. So that's one aspect of, I think, of having a winning culture. The other is making sure that the leadership also appreciates that and will drive the culture as well. So a great example is everyone wants to have a work-life balance culture. Well, are you actually really performing that work-life balance culture? It's one thing for the CEO to mention it, but is the CEO or other leaders, are they taking vacation? Are they only sending emails if it's urgent or important on the weekends based on the needs of the organization? But if they're constantly not performing what they're saying they really want to have, like that work-life balance, then you're not really being honest and you're not developing that winning culture.
Yeah, leading by example. It's interesting. Enron had their values on a plaque in their lobby, but just by putting it up doesn't make it happen.
No, it's and they probably add it everywhere. It doesn't. So you do need to keep that in mind too. And it's one thing to say it, it's one thing to actually act and behave upon it.